Oh shit, here we go again.
If you grew up in the 2000s, chances are that your first phone was a Nokia. Whether you wanted a durable phone, a music-oriented one, a more business-focused, or just a phone that's designed absolutely spoke to you, Nokia had a phone for everyone. So, how did a brand that was ruling everyone's heart, a brand whose motto was connecting people, lost its connection with its fan base? Stay tuned, because we're taking a trip through Nostalgia Town with this one to find out what went wrong for Nokia. Mobile phones started being available in India in the mid-90s, but it was limited to only a handful of users due to its high pricing. With the adoption of the GSM technology, which we know as 2G, marked a turning point in the country's mobile revolution. GSM allowed digital voice quality, better signal coverage, international roaming, and the ability to send SMS. With the liberalization of the telecom sector by the Indian government, it allowed private companies to enter the market. This is when companies like Nokia, Siemens, and Motorola entered India with cheaper handsets. Don't get me wrong, handsets were still expensive, costing more than Rs 10,000, but it was comparatively cheaper than it used to be. But it wasn't just enough to offer cheaper phones to capture the Indian market, and Nokia knew that, and boy did they deliver. Nokia knew exactly how to win over Indian customers in ways no other brand could. They offered durable phones with dust-resistant keypads that could survive the harsh Indian weather. In a country where power cuts were common, their batteries would last days. Better network reception that worked even in the most remote areas. Features such as multiple language support, built-in torch, Bollywood ringtones, and games made Nokia phones much more practical. By the way, does anybody remember those stickers that we put in the back of our phones that light up before receiving a call? In no time, Nokia made its way into the hearts of millions of Indian users and captured 70% of the market share by the early 2000s. To put it into perspective, that is more than Apple, Samsung, Oppo, Vivo, and Xiaomi's combined market share currently in India. But things were about to change dramatically for Nokia. With the launch of the iPhone, the market for phones changed completely. Manufacturers rushed to make touchscreen phones and opted for touch-based operating systems like Android for better compatibility. Nokia was late to adapt to this, and while they did start making touchscreen phones, the problem was their Symbian OS, which was not really optimized for touch-based phones. Until they shifted to Windows Phone OS, it was already too late. While Windows OS was not really bad, the problem was lack of apps. App developers did not want to develop apps for another OS and stuck only to iOS and Android. Besides that, Nokia also failed to quickly provide 4G compatible handsets during the 4G revolution, which further hurt their brand image. With the rise of affordable Chinese brands like Xiaomi, Oppo, and Vivo, which offered better specifications at competitive prices, it significantly eroded Nokia's market share. But Nokia as a brand was still alive, and they knew that they had to act quickly if they wanted a comeback. In 2016, HMD Global, a Finnish company, acquired the rights to use the Nokia brand for mobile devices. They adopted Android and positioned themselves in the mid-range and budget segment and offered a clean UI experience. They continued to make feature phones as well, leveraging their brand nostalgia to attract loyal customers. While this resulted in some success, it was still far from the market dominance they previously held. From late-night calls to text messaging and creating high scores in Snake, Nokia was the brand most people got to experience these first, which is why Nokia will always have a special place in our hearts.
मम्मी हम भी नोकिया ले लें?
Comment below if you ever had a missed call war with your friend. Drop a like if this video took you down nostalgia lane and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. If you want to know about another brand that used to dominate the Indian market but now is non-existent, you can watch this video. I'll see you in the next one.